who have secured All India rank in NDA 153 course.
Daily schedule provided by the Prince NDA Academy, and it helped me a lot to avoid the distractions in my life.
In my opinion, I think that the booklet being provided by the Prince NDA Academy are very much worthwhil.
I was looking for an academy which would help me to prepare not for only my written exams, but it also focuses on sports and extracurricular activities. That it is one of the best academies in India which would help you to prepare for NDA.
Jai Hind. We are the students of Prince NDA Academy and Prince Sainik School. Today, we have gathered here to congratulate the two gems of our academy who have secured All India rank in NDA 153 course. NDA exam, which is one of the most difficult exam of our country, whose interview process is considered the most difficult in the whole world. Clearing all these parameters and securing All India rank, we again congratulate both the gems, Bupesh and Tanmay, for the achievement of their dream goal. We are here to have a talk show with these guys. Now, my fellow mates will ask some of the burning questions which always roams in an aspirant mind. I hope your words of wisdom would be like panacea to them. Thank you again for being here with us. We are honored with your presence.
My first question is, how the SSB interview is different from other regular interviews?
As far as the SSB interview is concerned, it is very different from the other interviews conducted in the country. As you know, that the other interviews which are conducted, they only last for an hour or 2 hours. But the SSB interview lasts for 5 days because they test all your qualities related to karma, vacha, mansa. The SSB is a test that how a person works in a team and how a person works individually. What is his thinking and what he thinks about the different situations that happen in our daily life. So I think that the 5 days period is very tough for an aspirant because he has to put all his good qualities in the front of the assessors if he wants to get recommended, and it takes a lot of hard work to put those qualities in front of them with your team and individually also. That's how the SSB interview is very different from the other interviews which are conducted.
So my question is, what are the qualities that are assessed by an assessors and also which can influence the assessors?
First of all, looking from an bird's eye, the overview of the SSB assessors which are being looking on the OLQs are, the 15 OLQs are the most important, but looking into the deep, the eagle's eye, we have to see that there are some of the qualities which are most beneficial, just like honesty to you and the candidates and the assessors. Secondly, truthfulness to you and others. Thirdly, the courage and the confidence that you need to bring up changes and the things which you are leading with us. That is the most qualities which are being assessed by the SSB interviewers.
The question that stirs my mind is, all over India, there are many academies that prepare for NDA and SSB. But why you choose only the Prince NDA Academy in Sikar?
The journey to Prince NDA Academy starts from my 10th class, when I chose to prepare for NDA and my parents also supported me in it. So I was looking for an academy which would help me to prepare not for only my written exam but also for my SSB. The academy which do not only focus on academics but it also focuses on sports and extracurricular activities. So I was looking for such academy, and then I listened to the name of Prince NDA Academy in Sikar, Rajasthan. I heard this name from some of my father's colleagues and some of my friends also. They said that it is one of the best academies in India which would help you to prepare for NDA. I came here with my father for the visit, and by seeing the discipline in the students and the facilities of studies, sports and doubt counters here, I was very influenced, and I thought that it is the ultimate destination for me for preparing for my NDA written exam and for my SSB. And it has actually came true. The Prince NDA Academy has helped me a lot to improve in myself and helped me with my academics and my sports also. Thank you.
So my question is, does proficiency in English language really matters in our SSB interview?
Looking about the interview conducted in the SSB, it surely does. The proficiency of the English is very much important. But it's not the rule that you need to be more and more frequent in the English. It's a rule about 80-20. First of all, if you are comfortable in English, speak in English. But you are not that much comfortable, revert back as much as fast as possible. So the thing is, the candidates who cleared the SSB with good speaking skills and communication skills, and by providing the influencing the group. So that is the quality that is being seen in the other candidates also. But the people who are not able to speak in English or communicate well, they can get it recommended, but the thing is, they'll not get as much number as the other candidates will get. So there is a thing, communicate well and speak well with others in English as much as possible.
So my question is, there are many people who say read newspapers regularly if you want to clear NDA. So according to you, what do you think? Instead of reading newspaper, can we just take the previous year current affairs? Will that be enough for that?
Newspapers play a very important role in an aspirant life, because according to me, newspaper do not only help in boosting up your current affairs, but it also helps you to boost up your speaking skills and your vocab. Newspaper boosts your vocab, that helps you to make your speaking skills very much beautiful, which influences the assessors and the other people in front of whom you are speaking. Like the daily tough vocabulary that comes in the editorials and the other articles of the newspaper helps you a lot to improve in your speaking skills. So as your point is that the books can be a substitute for the current affairs, but they cannot be a substitute to the other qualities that the newspaper helps you to boost.
So my question is, what study material do you prefer apart from the booklet that is given by Prince NDA Academy?
In my opinion, I think that the booklet being provided by the Prince NDA Academy are very much worthful. So I do not think that going to much and much other books will give a contradiction to each another question. So I think that the material being provided by the Prince NDA Academy is worthful, and there are some of the booklets which are being provided just like Arihant, and the current affairs booklet are being also provided. But the thing is, reading one book or completing one book is much wiser than completing 10 books a time. So complete one book 10 times, that is much more important than completing 10 books one time. So I think that it's upon your mindset and it's about the qualities of the books that are being enhanced.
So how did you manage your consistency in your daily routine life, as an NDA aspirant has his fixed schedule of 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
I think that the timetable of Prince NDA Academy has helped me a lot to maintain my consistency throughout my both years in the Prince NDA Academy. I studied with the consistency during the self-study period, because we have to sit in the classes in the front of teachers, and that make a student to study. It is not said that self-study should be done forcefully, but if you are sitting in a class, then you have to study and you have no other option. So that's why the Prince NDA Academy helps a lot to maintain the consistency. And I think that the mock tests that are provided every week has also helped a lot in maintaining the consistency. I think due to the mock test that are conducted every Sunday, it was possible that I cleared both my written exams, because they give you consistent result, and if you consistent result are coming, then it boosts up your confidence. So the timetable helped me to maintain my consistency, and the consistency boosts up my confidence, and the confidence brings results.
My question is, what are the strategies that you adopted to counter distraction during your preparation?
So before my SSB recommendation in my interview, the interviewer asked me that if you have any question or query, you can ask. So I asked him that what was your motivation to join the armed forces. So he said that it's been a long time, 15-20 years before I joined, so I do not remember it. So but I insisted him that, sir, please tell. So he said that my uncle was in Navy. So I further think that my inspiration come to join the defense forces. So further I asked him that, sir, you joined the Indian Army, not the Navy. So he said me that I am the interviewer, not you. So, but in a very frank way, but I still said him that, said him that, will you please clear it? Further, he said that I was medically unfit, and further he joined the Indian Armed Forces. Secondly, the other memorable point is that we were allowed to go in the outgoing. With our competitors and with our batchmates, we were allowed to go in the outgoings, where we enjoyed the Bhopal and seen the scenarios of the sunset, and which were a very much memorable moment for us.
The first strategy that you can use to avoid distraction in your life is to follow the timetable that is provided to you by your institution or by your teachers. So I think that I followed the daily schedule provided by the Prince NDA Academy, and it helped me a lot to avoid the distractions in my life. The other thing you can do to avoid distraction is choose a good company of friends. Choosing wise friends would surely help you to avoid distraction because they would motivate you to study hard, to work hard upon your weaknesses and other points also. So choosing a wise company can also help you to avoid distractions. And I think that enjoying with friends a lot will also help. Like you just while enjoying with your friends, you just forget the other things happening in your life, like problems in personal life. I think that friends play a very important role as to avoid distractions also, and to make you happy in your life.
My question is, what is the thing which makes a difference between an achiever and a repeater?
The main difference which outshine the achiever and not the repeater is the thing that the achiever works on the weaknesses and makes his strength, but the repeater is the one who again starts from the zero and do not look upon the mistakes he has done earlier. So becoming an achiever, you need to think upon analyze first yourself and think about what are the mistakes you have done earlier and work hard, and with the determination and hard work you have to show that you are not becoming repeater again and becoming achiever. So the thing is, the main difference is, again and again, the thing is you need to work upon the mistakes and the things which you are lacking earlier.
So my question is, does mock test really help to manage time limitation in examinations?
Yes, surely does the mock test have a very importance in the ND exam or any exam, because you need to be prepared for the exam you are preparing. And secondly, the thing is, in mock test, it helps you to overcome the pressure, peer pressure, and the person who are thinking and they're not able to focus. So the thing is, your time management, your filling the OMR, secondly, your the way of conducting the exam and the way of choosing the questions is a very good method that can be overcome by the mock tests that are being conducted by the academies or the institutions. So the thing is, surely do the mock tests regularly on the daily basis so that you'll face not much problem in the exam while sitting on the paper.
In my opinion, the guidance from the teachers can help you a lot to do the targeted study for the NDA exam. Because I think that the teacher is a person who knows about that what would come in an exam and what are the important chapters you have to study. Like we can take an example of maths. It has different portions like algebra and symmetry. All we know that from the symmetry portion there come less number of questions, and from the algebra portion high number of questions come. So what you have to do is manage your time like this, that you study algebra more than symmetry. As you know that the chapters like circle and other chapters from the symmetry portion come in less weightage, and the chapters like statistics, probability, integration, differentiation, they come with high portion. So that's why you should do targeted study like this, that you have to do chapters which contain high weightage. Also the subjects, like you know that maths, English and physics are some of the subjects that contains high number of marks in the NDA exam. So do not just target the chapters, also target the subjects and study in a good manner and manage your time, like that you would be able to crack the NDA exam.
So my question is, how did you manage your schedule juggling between studies, physical and personality development?
First of all, managing time between studies and physicals is very important, because as you know that only doing studies can bring stress to a student's mind. So playing sports at the Prince NDA Academy helped me a lot to reduce that stress of studies. Talking about managing the time, there is a sufficient time provided for the sports in the Prince NDA Academy in the timetable, and also the self-study hours and the classes hours are also maintained. The Prince NDA Academy timetable is designed like as students get sufficient time for both studies and physicals. So that's how the timetable helped me a lot to manage my time between studies and physicals.
That there is a general perception that NDA written is comparatively much more easier than other written examinations conducted. Is it really so? Please explain.
In my perception, hard work makes everything easier. So if you will work hard upon your weaknesses and upon other subjects, then you'll also find NDA exam easier. But as talking about the level of the exam, it is also as much tough as the other exam on the 12th basis, because as you take an example of other exams like JEE and NEET, they are only concentrated to 2, 3 or 4 subjects like physics, chemistry, maths and bio. But as you talk about ND exam, it consists of all the subjects: geography, history, political science, biochemistry, physics, English and maths. So it is a combination of all the subjects, and a student has to work much harder because he has to cover all the portion and work hard upon his weak subjects also, and work hard upon strengths to increase his marks. Also, the amount of marks, like the time period is also provided less as compared to the marks, because it has a 900 marks paper, and the time period is provided 2.5 hours for maths exam and 2.5 hours for GAT exam. So the time provided for maths exam is not sufficient, because to solve 120 questions, 2.5 hours is not sufficient. So I think that it is an harder exam. It is an basic perception that you have to cover all the subjects, and also it is also tough as other competitive exams.
So my question is, was it ever that you got demoralized because of career, academic pressure and peer pressure? If yes, how did you cope up with it?
Surely it's natural to face the academic pressure and peer pressure as you are preparing for the competitive exams and seeing your roommates and batchmates securing rank, but you're not. Also the family's expectations from you, and you also making them proud feel. As talking about my case, I was conference out in my very first exam, in my very first attempt, so I was demoralized a bit, but the thing is, my dream was there and I has set my goals. So further, with hard work and determination, I cope up with this and think about the thing that focus on one thing at one time. First of all, my boards exam was also there, so I focused on that first. Clearing all my doubts, sharing experiences with the teachers will help me a lot and cope up with the board exam. Secondly, again the NDA exam which came, so I practiced from zero again and thinking about what are the mistakes which I did earlier and practice it. So the thing is, you need to focus on one task at a time. That will help you to cope up with the academic pressure and the peer pressure you are getting.
So my question is, what were your parents' reaction when you was recommended in SSB?
So my parents were as equally happy as I am, because they have supported me a lot in this journey of mine. When I started my preparation, my parents were one who has supported me and said that you can do this, as I was conference out in my very first attempt from 3 FSB Gandhinagar. So I think that my family supported me a lot at that time and said that there is no pressure on you, you can do things as you like. They have fulfilled all my requirements, and I think that they deserved this achievement of mine, and I would also want to dedicate this achievement of mine to my parents.
My question is, it is often said that to prepare for SSB interviews, a candidate needs to go through SSB capsule courses. But on the other hand, I've also heard that the real preparation of SSB lies in your daily schedule. What is your opinion on this statement?
Talking about the requirements of the SSB, the main thing which they see in a candidate is the 15 OLQs by through different procedures that they've been carrying out. So the thing is, to have the OLQs, you need to be naturally present in your life and be happy. Being liveliness is the most beneficial and important thing to have these OLQs naturally. Second thing, the things you are doing, just like influencing the group, determination, cooperation, these are the things that can happen only naturally. Just like participating in extracurricular activities, sports games, team games, that will help you to cope up with these OLQs and being naturally come into life. Second, the thing about the SSB capsule course, that is all about to know the procedure of the SSB that is being conducted by the interviewers. So that is the thing you need to be prepared about, that what is the schedule and what are the things they are asking. So that is the thing you need to first prepare, and the SSB capsule course is the thing that you need to first prepare, and you need to think about that what is the main thing which is the requirement which is coming in the format. The OLQs which are being naturally occurred. Secondly, the procedure which is originally told by the assessors only.
So my question is, what were your strategies for balancing the contradictory guidance?
As you all know that everything has its pros and cons. So the guidance also has its pros and cons. There are some good points and there are some bad points also, because it's a different people's perception about the same thing and it could be different. So the same about the contradictory guidance. It also has some good points and some bad points. So pick up the good points from the all the assessors and throw back their negative points, because you know as a student you has an experience and you know that what is the thing that will come in your favor and what is the thing that will go in your against. So if you will pick those things that will go in your favor, then it will surely help you in your SSB and you will be able to crack it. So avoid the contradictory guidance and just focus on your goal.
So my question is, how to overcome pressure in the written examination hall?
First of all, looking for the preparation of the competitive exams, it's natural to have the pressure coming in the ND examination or any examination. First of all, the thing is you need to practice more and more. The more you practice, you'll not face the pressure there. Secondly, the thing is giving more and more mock tests and practice regularly, analyzing yourself and making a report will help you to overcome what are the problems you are facing. Secondly, being not facing the pressure over there is the main thing is time management. If you have the good time management and timetable, you'll not face any pressure there and you'll score good and complete all the questions in time. So the main thing is the time management, your mock test and your practice and the hard work will help you to not focus and cope up with the pressure facing over there.
The last but not the least, which are the common myths regarding SSB process and what is their reality?
There are different myths in SSB regarding the all three subjects with the GTO, with the interview and with the psychology test. Talking about the GTO, there is a myth that you should dominate the group discussion and you should just speak in all the 15 minutes of the discussion. But the thing is that you should just cooperate with the group and give all of you chance to speak. It will show cooperation to the GTO and he will give you better marks. As talking about the psychology test, there is a myth that all SRTs should be attempted. Like there are 60 SRTs, so people say that you should attempt all the SRTs and you should not leave anyone. But I think that the quality of answer matters, not the quantity. In the same case, during the interview, there is a myth that if you will tell any weakness to the interviewer, then he will not give marks to you and he will not recommend you. But if you will tell some good like the weaknesses that could be improved to the interviewer, then he will surely think that a person knows him well and he knows about his weaknesses and his strengths. But while telling the weaknesses, also tell him that how are you working to improve them. So there are some common myths that are regarding the SSB.